So this is a little bit of a different video, just showing you how you can get your ratchets working optimally again. And what happens is you obviously use them over and over again, and then you have problems such as this one. It doesn't matter which way round I put this little adjuster, it always just goes the same way. So that's not very good. And this one, it just spins freely. It doesn't matter which way I put it, but it just kind of, oh, that might have locked it now. So, but they're all very similar. This ratchet was in very poor state of affairs, and now you see it's become very nice. So I can just move it, and the ratchet mechanism works perfectly. I'm just going to show you how I went about doing that, and what things you need to take into account. Ratchets, in my experience, come in two different categories. The ones that are held with circlips, this one, or the ones that are held together with screws. Say for example this one, which has Torx headed screws holding it, and crosshead. With the circlip type, you want to get some internal circlip pliers, place them in the holes, like so, press it together, then lift it out, put it to one side, and then what you can do is the whole of the mechanism will then just come apart. So here, if I just pull it out, that's the mechanism, and you see I've already greased this. But this little cam there locks it forwards or backwards. This is all clean. Just put this back in position like that. Get your circlip back. Place this down like that. And then you're good to go. Back with a working ratchet. First of all, I'm going to tackle this ratchet. This appears to be loose, so I'm going to use a T8, just tighten up, see if that makes any effect. That actually has done the job. That's kind of half surprises me, but it was just this back lever had come undone. So that's an easy one. Now this one, you can see nothing's engaging it. I go that way, it just doesn't seem to work at all. So that's good. And then what I need to do is undo these two. So I'm going to start off by placing the ratchet in a vise and make sure that it's on the square side and without being the ball being depressed. So that's a good place to put it. And I can work to undo these two screws. Go about this in one or two ways. You could just try it with a normal screwdriver, but you'll probably end up rounding the head, which you don't want to do. Or you can grab one of my favourite and probably the most underrated tool there is, the impact driver. Set it on L to your left. Place it in the thread there. And I know you're probably thinking, well, that isn't a sharp enough thread to do the job. Sorry, a sharp enough tip to do the job, but it has done. And then you can just undo these two screws and take them out. So not really great what's happened to this, because this screw's broken, but it doesn't really matter because I can just get another screw. But the head of it came off, at least. The other one seemed to be undoing a bit. So that's that off there. I can take this out of here. I'm just left with this. So what I want to do is get these old screws out. So just a couple of hits with a drive, and the two ends are level. So I think I can probably just put this in a vise like so, tighten it up, and get this end out fairly easily. There we go, there's one screw. And that's useful because that means I know which length I need to get for this other one. And now the other one, I'm just going to have to poke out. There we go, the Torx bit thing came in useful there. And I've just got the rest of that out. That's good. Now I can go about trying to find a little screw for that. I have to find some M2 screws that are about 30mm long, which will do the job. I can just get some brake clean and just get in there with a rag underneath, and probably see it's all already coming off. And use probably a toothbrush as well just to clean it up, and do the same with this wheel. If there's anything particularly stubborn, what I like to do is use a little pick and then just go down the grooves. If there's anything in there, just go along the grooves and clean it all up. I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. That's pretty clean now. And what I'm going to do is use some of this grease seal. You could use whatever you want, CV boot grease, something like that, and just grab a little bit, and I'm going to chuck it down in here, on there, and in this mechanism, and I'll put some round the rim here and put it back together. So all I've got to do now is install the wheel like that, and then install this little backing plate like that, and then put these two little screws in. So now I can confirm this ratchet is all working nicely. So it's impossible to really show you, but here you go. It engages both sides. Then it works that way, and then you can see it works both sides. So you see before it couldn't be pressed. I just got this drive and a hammer and push it through, and now if I have a look at it, it's back out the other way. So then what I can do is just tap it down again like that, and clean it first as well. So again, the spray, and this will work to get some of that rust out, and I can just probably tap it down and press it again. You get the idea, it'll free off if I do it a few more times. It'll free, I've just pushed it out, and then give it a tiny little dab of grease, and then you can see now is returning as it should. And the ball, I can put a little bit of grease in the ball as well, make sure it spins round. The ball was stuck out previously. It locks on well. Now you can see the ball is moving as you'd expect. Just took a little bit of a file to the end of that nib so that it properly moves in and out, and that's working perfectly. So now this is a fully working ratchet. It was going to go in the bin if I hadn't done anything about it, and that's how you service a ratchet.